Right now, the officers involved in a controversial arrest that was caught on camera have been cleared of any wrongdoing.
And a woman says she was attacked by a subcontractor working at her home after she refused to pay for a poor job.
Plus, after the departure of several officers over the last year, how the new chief of police in Lodi hopes to make a change.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Several Madison police officers will not be disciplined following an internal investigation looking into use of force. That investigation was launched in June after video of the arrest was posted to social media.
They say the video shows an excessive use of force on a teenager who was going through a mental health crisis. Jamie Perez joins us now with what the police department and the mayor are saying about the investigation. Jamie?
Well, the investigation found that the officer's use of force was, quote, objectionably reasonable. Now, this was the video posted back in June. According to police reports, the teen was having a mental health crisis that started at school. When he got home, the school resource officer told Journey Mental Health that he needed to be taken into custody. When officers arrived, police say the teen spit at officers and resisted arrest. A Madison Police Department sergeant then came in and hit the teen in the head several times. Police say the teen was not injured. During the investigation, the sergeant was placed on restricted duty while interviews were conducted with some of the other officers involved. The teen here declined to be interviewed. UWPD also acted as a third-party review of this video. The investigation found 2 minor violations from the sergeant involved, but that the use of force was reasonable. Police Chief Mike Koval said in response to this incident, the disposition of this investigation does not mean that the outcome in this case was desirable. The department recognizes a responsibility to use force in a professional and appropriate manner and to continually evaluate the tools, training, and policy guidance that are provided to officers. Now, because there was so much community interest in this story, Koval said this investigation is being released on their website.
One man was taken to the hospital after suffering burn injuries to his upper body while doing yard work at a home in Sun Prairie. Fire crews say it appears to have been caused by a gas explosion of some sort. There was no active fire at the scene when crews arrived. Officials are investigating to verify the cause. They say the scene is safe and not a danger to anyone.
Getting a look at the weather now. A warm day today, but there is more rain coming, and that is not welcome news for areas in Grant County that are already dealing with flooding.
Let's check your first alert forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Well, the amounts of rain are going to be key, and it's going to be spotty. Some areas will pick up heavy rain, other areas won't pick up so much, but hopefully it won't fall over the area that's already seen so much rain. You can see on visible cloud track, we've had a fair amount of sunshine this afternoon, and not much in the way of precipitation. There was one lone thunderstorm that popped up just east of Beloit and south of Janesville, and that has just dissipated over the last few minutes. Temperatures, though, are pretty warm. Mid-70s near Lake Michigan, lower 80s from Madison westward, but you factor in dew-point temperatures at around 70, which normally you see in July and August, and you end up with heat index readings well into the 80s, so it'll be a sticky night for the high school football players. Temperatures will only drop into the upper 60s by tomorrow morning. Just a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm overnight, and there could be some areas of fog. Tomorrow, the better chances of showers and thunderstorms arrive in the afternoon with a high of 77. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Thank you, Gary. Hundreds are hoping that hours of rallying at the state capitol for a climate strike today made a difference. They marched to Madison Gas and Electric, demanding Governor Evers declare a state of climate emergency and MG&E dismantle local coal-fired power plants and transition to 100% clean energy by 2030, a goal the energy provider has already set, but by 2050. Even the event organizers said youth are leading the way.
We have to deal with what former generations have done to the earth, and we want to improve upon it and not destroy it more. And with people that are in office now, we need to see some kind of change.
Miranda and dozens of her classmates traveled from Viroqua to participate. The day wrapped up with a youth-led rally back at the Capitol. This is part of a global movement happening today with rallies all over the world. A Mineral Point man arrested for substantial battery is out of jail after posting bond.
This comes after he allegedly beat a woman whose home he was contracted to work on. Our Adam Duxter spoke to the woman and her boyfriend and joins us now from our Rock County Bureau with the latest. Adam.
Well, Susan and Charlotte, Michelle Leahy and Bubba Smith say they hired a man to do some work outside their Mineral Point home over this past summer. But the work that was done, they said, was insufficient and bad, and they asked for it to be fixed before they paid the full price. Weeks later, they say the man who did the work came to their house and attacked Leahy when she answered the door. The man, Jason Hansen, was arrested for substantial battery but is now out of jail, leaving the couple terrified.
So what is he going to do next time? If he was that angry about that, what is he going to be like when all of this comes out and he's been arrested? And, you know, it's scary.
Leahy says she suffered a fractured eye socket and has already had to get surgery on her lip. Mineral Point police say this is all still under investigation. We'll take a closer look at this story tonight at 10.
Adam, thank you. A threat at Sun Prairie High School today was deemed to be not credible, according to a letter sent home to parents. The principal, Keith Nerby, says staff was notified by several parents of the potential threat last night by a student. Sun Prairie police say they worked with the school overnight and deemed the threat wasn't credible, and the person had made self-harm statements, not statements about harming others. An SUV smashed into Woodfield Mall this afternoon in Schaumburg, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. The driver, who is now in custody, drove down the main hallway, slamming into a kiosk and store, sending panicked shoppers scrambling for safety. Witnesses say the driver appeared to be younger. He drove over a kiosk and then hit the Forever 21 store, then ran out of the SUV and was caught by police. The Lodi Police Department has officially named its new chief after nearly half of the department left, including the former police chief earlier this year.
Gabriella Becerra shows us that Chief Wayne Smith's plan is to make Lodi Police Department an attractive place to work.
Obviously, it's exciting. It's something I'm looking forward to doing, but it comes with a little bit of good and bad.
Wayne Smith still wears his Columbia County Sheriff's Department uniform.
I'm leaving the county that was home for 30 years for me.
But soon he will switch to patches that display the Lodi Police emblem.
I was sent down here on contract to run the department, during their time of need.
He's taking over after Lodi lost about half of their department.
That's a problem across law enforcement as a whole, having enough applicants that are qualified and applicants that are willing to do the job.
Smith says he has a plan to bring officers in.
It really seems like good leadership, good training, competitive pay, and good equipment are four things that are easily controlled by the city and by the administrator of the department.
And with those four qualities, Smith says staff will stay.
There's a lot of attractiveness to the city itself, so it's just making the department also attractive.
Smith also wants to build a better relationship with their community.
Their police department was always here, even though it went through some tough times. Those things are repaired. We're still building those relationships and plan to make things better. I hope that if they don't already see that or feel that they do soon.
In Lodi, Gabriella Becerra, News 3 Now.
Chief Smith also has plans to build outreach with the community by creating a neighborhood watch group.
They also want to add a school resource officer and promote education to decrease problems in the city. Middleton's police chief was in for a big surprise this morning. Representative Diane Hesselbein surprised Chief Chuck Folk with a Hometown Hero Award from the State Assembly. Yesterday, as you'll recall, was the one-year anniversary of a workplace shooting in Middleton. Police were able to take down the gunman and prevent any additional deaths. The chief will be formally honored during a ceremony next month at the state capitol. And still ahead tonight at 6, tapping the keg for a new brew house in an unconventional way.
Plus, a preview of tomorrow's Farm Aid concert at Alpine Valley. Meet a local farmer who will be benefiting next.
And then tonight at 10, it's Prep Mania, Friday Night Lights, highlights and scores from across the region coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 10. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Hop House Brewing Company is breaking ground on its new 10,000 square foot facility in Fitchburg today. But instead of the traditional shovels into the ground, they did something unique. 2, 1. The new facility will be built at the intersection of Seminole Highway and Sub-Zero Parkway. The new Hop House facility will feature a canning line, full bar and restaurant, and is expected to open next summer.
There's certainly room, for good beer, for especially event spaces, things like that. And people want to come out and kind of experience that brew pub setting and just kind of that community, community beer garden style.
Today's event was open to the public and featured brewery renderings, a community toast, and of course, free beer.
The Farm Aid concert is less than 24 hours away now. Today, people who came from all over the country got to learn about what the event is all about. Farmers. Amy Reed shows us how a Janesville farmer got to help and how Farm Aid is paying him back.
There's not just one thing to love about the Hughes' farm. Sunflowers, soybeans, and corn, there's almost as many crops as generations involved. And their story is one Wilden Hughes is happy to share.
How many of them are farmers? First of all, we had a lot of farmers in the group. That's good. That's what we were all hoping for. And the other ones are musicians, maybe?
This group is the perfect one to share it with. Not musicians, but people from around the country in town for Farm Aid, traveling family farms and learning more about what farmers have to face.
It's that hidden thing, agriculture we all eat, but we don't think about the farmers that produce that food and what they're going through and what's happening in agriculture right now with the farm crisis. And so if nothing else, it just brings attention to those issues.
Perry Brown runs an organization that helps out small growers. With Farm Aid in town, he's connecting the farmers to the event, which gives them a platform they may never have gotten without it.
Like to use local produce and infuse it into
when the farm tours stop here for lunch, they're eating local products like organic blue corn chips from our friends the Hughes. And Farm Aid bought a large supply for Saturday too.
I was happy that they cared, that they are finding some little guy like me and buying my product when they could have had anything. There's probably some national sponsor that would love to have their name on their trailer and handle their product every time they go to a place, but they don't do that. They're in there helping the little guy, and I'm the little guy. So yeah, we love it.
A platform and an economic boost. It's something farmers need, especially now. But don't forget, it's a good time too.
And you get great music too. Well, how can you, the best of both worlds for a farmer.
In East Troy, Amy Reed, News 3 Now.
Farm Aid starts tomorrow at noon at Alpine Valley.
And if you can't make it, don't worry, we're going to be there. So you can watch our coverage tomorrow on News 3 Now at 6. Still ahead tonight in sports, a preview of tomorrow's Big Ten matchup between Wisconsin and Michigan at Camp Randall.
But first, an alert day is in the forecast this weekend as we keep an eye on chances for more rain. Gary will have the full forecast coming up next.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joins us from the backyard patio with a look at our forecast. Hi, Gary.
Hi, I wish I had a fan going out here. It is really thick out here. Dew point temperatures are around 70. Normally you see that in July and August, not the middle of September. But we've had a lot of rain recently, and unfortunately that will lead to some shower and thunderstorm chances. Now, of course, we have the Badger game tomorrow. Kickoff 11 a.m. against Michigan at Camp Randall Stadium. I think most, if not all, of the games should be dry. I think the better chances for rain will occur after the game, with temperatures probably peaking in the mid to upper 70s before the shower and thunderstorm chances start to move in later in the afternoon after the game. But it will be windy as well, and probably not as warm as today, although the humidity levels will stay high. With the high humidity, that will lead to the potential for some localized flooding, especially in areas that have seen heavy rain in recent days. It's not going to take much additional rainfall to cause that to happen. And any thunderstorm is capable of producing an inch or two of rain, especially tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. So that's why we have an alert day in the forecast for that time period. Doppler track, there was one lone little thunderstorm in southern Rock County that has since fizzled out. To the north and west, showers and thunderstorms moving through the Dakotas into northwestern Minnesota are the ones that will reach us tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms west of Madison for gusty winds and hail. The higher severe weather threats will stay farther out to the west. It's the rainfall, though, that we're keeping an eye on. The U.S. GFS computer model generally showing about 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches of rain over southern Wisconsin, with some 1 or 2 inch amounts in heavier thunderstorms. The European computer model shows the heaviest rain just a little farther south into northern Illinois, about 1/2 inch in Madison, closer to 1.5 inches to 2 inches near the Illinois state line. Again, it's hard to pinpoint exactly where the heaviest thunderstorms are going to occur. And the RPM computer model, which we use for our day-to-day forecasting, again shows the heaviest amounts probably down in parts of eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois, but it'll be a close call. There'll be some spots to pick up an inch or two in heavier rain showers. As we take a look at the live view from the WISC Skycam, got some sunshine on the western horizon, but it's a hazy sunshine. The Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison still showing some sunlight on the Capitol as the days grow shorter. Our high today, 82, the low 59. That's well above the averages of 70 and 48. Right now, our temperature is 81. Skies are partly sunny. Winds are out of the south at 8 miles per hour. And that dew point temperature at 70 feels like about 85 degrees. In fact, temperatures are in the 80s through much of Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois, as well as southwestern half of Wisconsin. Temperatures are in the 70s in northeastern Wisconsin, but the dew point temperatures are in the upper 60s to low 70s, even into northern Minnesota. So the humidity is going to stick around until a cold front comes through sometime late tomorrow night or during the day on Sunday. You can see on Weather Track, generally a southwest to northeast wind flow in the upper levels of the atmosphere, continuing to bring moisture from the south. Some of that was from what was once Tropical Storm Imelda. Hopefully the more significant moisture stays to our south. So for tonight, shower and thunderstorm chances very slight, otherwise mild with patchy fog, low temperature at 68. Tomorrow the shower and thunderstorm chances start to increase later in the afternoon. It'll be windy and humid, just not as warm, with a high of 77. Future track, again, a spotty shower or thunderstorm can't be ruled out at some point overnight. Otherwise, look for lows in the upper 60s. High temperatures tomorrow, upper 70s. The rain chances increase in the afternoon, especially tomorrow night and into early Sunday morning. And then during the day on Sunday, can't rule out a shower or thunderstorm. High temperatures will drop back into the lower 70s. Rainfall amounts generally around 1/2 inch, some places 1 inch or 2 in the heavier showers and thunderstorms. 7 to 10 day forecast, though, calls for a drop in the humidity early next week. We'll see temperatures mainly in the 70s, although Thursday will be a little cooler, and some shower and thunderstorm chances toward the following weekend.
High stakes at tonight's Prep Mania game of the week, and we'll hear from the well-rested Badgers before they host the Maize and Blue. You want sports? You got it. Next.
Hello, I'm Jamie Perez. Tonight on the news at 9, the largest dementia study ever reveals many people think the disorder is part of growing old. But is that true? That's tonight on Fox 47.
We will pass the halfway point of the high school football regular season tonight. Week 5 of Prep Mania kicks off at the top of the hour. I'm calling it a de facto elimination game in the race for the Big 8 title. Jay Wilson leads our coverage with 2 other legendary football minds from Sun Prairie. Good evening, Jay.
Oh, yeah, we got quite a group tonight for you, Kevin. It's Verona and Madison Memorial, both 4-0 in the Big 8 Conference. Sun Prairie at 3-1. So you're right, Kevin. This could go a long way to determining a conference champion. We bring in Bill Brophy and Alan Minert. And Bro, first of all, we look at Sun Prairie and Verona, and boy, it's a star-studded field led by UW recruit Jackson Aker.
Yeah, lots of stars in the field tonight, and the pollsters say these are the 2 top 10 teams. Verona ranked 5th, Sun Prairie 9th. Sun Prairie averages about 40 points a game. Brady Stevens is their quarterback. He's throwing for more touchdowns than anybody in the Big 8 and throwing for over 800 yards. A lot of those to Colin Schaefer, his favorite receiver, who's a speedy guy, reminds a lot of folks of Cooper Nelson, who's now at the university. Verona, we saw a couple weeks ago, put 61 points up on Middleton. We learned they can score. Jackson Akers, the UW recruit you referenced, he's an explosive back, and Adam Bex is a solid quarterback with 2 good receivers in Hocken Anderson, who's accounted for 5 touchdowns, and Aubrey Dawkins, who's a sure-handed guy as well. Lots of firepower. Bet on the over tonight.
Okay. Yeah, we talk about the big numbers on offense. And, Alan, from a coaching standpoint, you say these are the 2 most difficult offenses to prepare against, huh?
Yes. You have Verona, which has the shotgun wing tee. Nobody else really runs that in the Big 8. And then you have Sun Prairie that runs kind of the spread with a lot of quick access throws and combine it with deep throws. And it makes the defensive coordinators nervous to put pressure on because of all the quick screens and wide receiver throws.
Yeah, so if somebody can stop somebody tonight, they're probably going to win. Yeah. 7 o'clock, channel3000.com. We're live with Verona at Sun Prairie football. Hope you'll join us then. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Jay, talk to you a little later on tonight. Well, Wisconsin and Michigan both coming off byes this week. The Badgers are 3.5-point favorites over the Wolverines entering tomorrow. Wisconsin 30-5 at Camp Randall since 2014. Michigan hasn't won here since 2001. UW head coach Paul Chryst knows there's a little bit of rust after a Saturday off, but getting back to game speed isn't unique to bye weeks.
Does it take a series or 2, a play or 2? You know, you'd say no. You'd like to say no, but you know, there's probably a reality to it. And I think you're always a player looks forward to kind of, you know, you hear a phrase, you know, getting your pad set, kind of getting into the rhythm of it. I think that's probably a real thing every game.
Cubs and Cardinals NL Central race heating up, scoreless with runner on third. David Bodie to Tommy Edman. Can't make the play. Kyle Schwarber scores, and the Cubs' 1-0 lead would not last. Same score in the 6th. Yadier Molina, who just celebrated his 170th birthday, drives into last chance Ben Zobrist for the Cubs. 3 unassisted. Cardinals win 2-1. They are 43-23 since the All-Star break. The Brewers host the Pirates later on tonight. It's the Brewers' last home series of the season.
You doing okay over there with that, Gary?
It is what it is.
Kevin is
Gotta
well.
win those games early.
Yeah. Still more games to play.
I have tickets for the game on Sunday.
Not over yet.
You know, see how
Turn the luck around, Gary. Turn it around.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, tonight we're watching out for any shower and thunderstorm activity that could interfere with high school football games. There's one little thunderstorm cell southeast of Janesville, and that has just fizzled. Temperatures right now, though, upper 70s to lower 80s, and with dew point temperatures around 70, players are going to need lots of water on the sidelines. Heat index right now right around 85 here in Madison. Temperatures lower in the mid-70s for tomorrow, low 70s for Sunday. Alert day for possibility for some heavy rain, but then after that, look for better conditions next week.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy your evening. We'll see you back here at 10.